Hey everyone, meteorologist Colin Rogers here, and we have a pretty cool event going on tonight. It all has to deal with the moon. We'll have a partial lunar eclipse, and while that's going on, we'll also have a supermoon. So they're coinciding with each other tonight. We'll have a partial lunar eclipse occurring at the same time that we have a supermoon. Now, this doesn't happen very often. The next time we'll have a partial lunar eclipse at the same time as a supermoon isn't until 2033. So I want to make sure to get outside tonight, catch a glimpse of it for yourself, and also snap some pictures. If you do get any pictures, make sure to send them our way, wwmt.com/chime in. We would love to see them. We would love to showcase them on our morning show tomorrow as well. So make sure to send them our way if you do get any pictures. But like I said, not very often that this happens. Next time you'll get a chance is 2033. Now, a lunar eclipse happens when the Earth passes between the sun and the moon. It creates a shadow that darkens the moon. And unlike the solar eclipse that we saw very recently, you will not need these glasses. You can look at the moon with your naked eye. It won't do any damage to your eye. So that's the good news. All you have to do is simply go outside and look up at the moon. But also, unlike the solar eclipse we had, this will not be a total eclipse. All right, this is just total solar eclipse months back. This time, it'll just be a partial lunar eclipse. So the entire moon will not appear dark. Actually, only the top 8% of the moon will appear darker with this partial lunar eclipse. So I just want to make that very clear that it's not a full or a total lunar eclipse. It's just a partial lunar eclipse. So I have a graphic here, kind of times things out. So this partial lunar eclipse, it will begin at 10:13 p.m. Notice how things happen pretty quickly. By 10:44 p.m., we're already at our maximum eclipse. That's when the top 8% of the moon will be behind Earth's shadow. And then by 11:16, that partial eclipse will end and the moon will appear as normal once again. So this is happening in about the course of an hour. So it happens pretty quick. You want to get out there between 10:13 and 11:16 tonight, especially if you can get out around 10:45. Now, what's cool is while this is happening, we'll also reach peak illumination for our full moon. It's also a supermoon tonight. So once again, this partial lunar eclipse coinciding with our supermoon. They're happening at the same time. So pretty cool stuff there. Now this supermoon, this full moon, is also known as the full harvest moon and the full corn moon. You may be asking, why does it have two different names? Well, the full corn moon always happens in September. It's the time of year where farmers go out harvesting their corn, lots of crops. And it got its name because that full moon gave the farmers a little extra time before electricity kind of brightened up their fields and allowed them to get some extra work done. They're working a lot of hours around this time of year from sunrise until after sundown, especially when that full moon is out. So that's how it gets the name corn moon. The harvest moon, that happens during the full moon that's closest to the fall equinox. So sometimes it can happen in September, sometimes it can happen in October. This year, the fall equinox is already on Sunday. Can you believe it? So the September full moon, tonight's full moon, is going to be that closest full moon to the fall equinox. So it also has the name the full harvest moon. Now, our full moon, our supermoon, will reach peak illumination at 10:35 tonight. So like I said, that partial lunar eclipse, that's peaking at 10:44 tonight. And our full moon is peaking at 10:35 tonight. So those are pretty close together. You know what I'm saying? So it's a pretty cool event that they're happening at the exact same time. But it's known as a supermoon because its orbit, the moon's orbit, is closer to Earth at the exact same time that it's full. So the moon will appear bigger, it will appear brighter tonight as well. And what's pretty cool is this is actually the second of 4 consecutive supermoons that we have going on. So the last supermoon we had was the super blue moon, that second, or the full moon in August, I should have said. And then tonight it will just be a supermoon that's coinciding with a partial lunar eclipse. So 2 back-to-back pretty cool events regarding the moon. But I will say tonight and also October's full moon, those 2 full moons will be the brightest full moons of the entire year. They're kind of tied with each other. So although we have 4 consecutive supermoons going on, the 2 brightest of the entire year will be tonight, Tuesday night, and also the full moon that occurs in October. They will both be equally as bright. So some pretty cool stuff. Make sure to go out, catch it for yourself. The good news too is with any astronomical event, weather, we have to pay close attention to the weather. And tonight we're expecting clear skies, pretty comfortable conditions as well. So we'll have some great viewing conditions to go out and view that full harvest moon, full corn moon, supermoon, partial lunar eclipse. A lot going on tonight, especially between the hours of 10:13 p.m. is when that partial eclipse begins, and 11:16 p.m. tonight is when it will end. And of course, in between that time, the full moon will reach peak illumination at 10:35 p.m. So get on out there, catch a glimpse of it for yourself, snap some pictures, send them our way, wwmt.com/chime in. Bye.